Good morning, Primary 5. Today we will talk about circulatory system. When we talked about the biology, this topic is from the biology. When we talked about the biology, we should know or we should talk about three things. The first thing, which are location of this organ or location of this system inside our body. Function, which mean what is the importance of this organ or what is the importance of this system inside our body. Number three, structure, which is this organ consists of what or this system consists of what inside our body. Okay, so our system today, which is a circulatory system. Circulatory system, we want to talk about it, so we will start with the function of the circulatory system. Circulatory system, it is a transportation system by which we can or by which this system can transport the digested food, oxygen and water to all body cells. And it also can transport wasted produced from the cell to special organ to get rid of them, to get rid of them outside our body. Okay? So number three, it helps in maintaining your body healthy, by which we can transport the digested food and oxygen and water to all body cells, so my body will be healthy body. Okay, so we talked about the function of the circulatory system. Now we will talk about the circulatory system consists of, which means structure of circulatory system. Circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels, and blood. We will start with a heart. The heart, it is like you see in the image, it is a very strong, muscular, and can change its shape and organ equal the size of your fist. Okay, now we talked about the definition or what is the meaning of the heart. Okay, so I wanted to know where is the location of the heart. It's located in the chest cavity between our two lungs in the respiratory system, in the left side. Okay, so what is the function of the heart? The heart, by which it pumps the blood to all body parts. Okay, so this is the function of the heart. Structure of the heart consists of four chambers, which mean four rooms. In the two sides, the left side and the right side. This with the red color, it is a left side, and this is with the blue color in the right side. Okay, I have four chambers, 1, 2, 3, 4. The upper chamber I will call it atrium, and the lower chamber I will call it ventricle. Okay, the two sides, the left side and the right side, is separated by the wall. Okay, between the atrium and ventricle, this is a valve. Okay, by which blood can move from atrium to ventricle, not can return back. So the blood moves from the atrium to ventricle and can't return back again. Okay, so this is the function of the valve. Okay, so this four chamber is filled with a blood, which has a blood and hollow chambers. Okay, and has a blood vessels. So now we will talk about the blood vessels. Blood vessels, I have three blood vessels: arteries, veins, and blood capillaries. This is the types of the blood vessels. We will talk in the arteries. And arteries, they are thick blood vessels, come out from the heart and to reach our cells. So any vessel come out from the heart. When the blood move from the heart to all body cells, I will call it arteries. Okay, these arteries carry the blood from the heart to the rest of the body. Start at the heart with a wide and large space, and to be a thin vessels when it reach our cells. Why? Because our cells, it's very small, So it need a very small blood vessels to can transport or transfer between each other oxygen and wastes. Okay, so it is start with a large size and after that become as small. All arteries carry oxygen blood, or I will call it oxygenated blood. What is the meaning of the oxygenated blood? Oxygenated blood, which carry the oxygen. Blood carry the oxygen. Except one artery, I will call it pulmonary artery. So any artery which called pulmonary, it will be opposite. Why? Because pulmonary artery come from the lungs. Okay, so it carry deoxygenated blood, not oxygenated, which means deoxygenated blood, the blood carry carbon dioxide, not oxygen. Example of the arteries, which is aorta, okay, and the pulmonary artery. And aorta, it is the largest artery in the human body, and we talked that the artery start with a large and then become as small to reach our cells. After this, we will talk about the veins. Veins, they are thin blood vessels beginning in the heart. So it starts from the heart with a thin and it starts thin from our body cells and go to the heart. Okay, so it is start thin and become a large. Starts thin also in the cell and become large in the heart. The function of the veins, which carry the blood from the cells to all body parts, or from the cells to the heart. Start with the blood capillaries, which is small blood vessels, and then go to our heart to become a large, which will form in the heart vena cava, superior and inferior vena cava. Okay, all the veins carry deoxygenated blood, which means carry carbon dioxide gas, and except one vein, which is a pulmonary vein, which carry oxygenated blood, which means blood plus oxygen. The example of the veins, which is superior and inferior vena cava and pulmonary vein. Okay, blood capillaries, as you see like this, it is a network of the thin, very thin vessels have a thin wall. Why? To allow the transportation between oxygen and the carbon dioxide and digested food and the carbon and digested food and wastes. So to allow this exchange, we want to have a thin layer. Okay, so it is a network of very thin vessels, have a very thin walls found in the tissue and around the cell. The location of it is connected with the end of arteries and beginning of the veins. Function, they have the thin wall to allow transporting of the food and oxygen to all the cell and absorbs wastes and the carbon dioxide from it. So it allows the transporting function, okay, of the food, of the oxygen, of carbon dioxide and wastes. After this, we will talk about the blood. The structure of the blood. The blood consists of red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets and plasma. Red blood cells, from its name, which have a red color, which have a percentage 45%, and white blood cells, and the plasma with the yellow color, and platelets we can see here like this. And this is the vessel which carry the blood, and this is the component of the blood. Red blood cells, what is the definition of the red blood cells? They are red cells has no nuclei, which have no nucleus inside it. Carry two things, carry oxygen and carbon dioxide. Carry oxygen from the lungs to all body cells and carry carbon dioxide from our cells to the lungs. Can the lung get out from our body, okay? By the respiration process. White blood cells, they are white cells with different form of nuclei, which have a nuclei. This is a white blood cells, okay, have a different shapes of the nuclei. A function, they attack the microbes, which is a help our body to attack any microbes or any bacteria come to infect our body. After this, we have Platelets. Platelets, they are very small cellular parts, make coagulation by it. So it can make coagulation when I have a wound like this. It make a coagulation to prevent blood to moving out from my body. So it help in healing wound, okay? And this is the shape of it. After this, a plasma, and it is a yellow like this, and it is a fluid, yellow fluid in the blood component and suspended all the component of the blood inside it. It carries digested food from the digestive system to our cells, and it carry carbon dioxide, carry the wastes of burning of the food from my body cells to move it outside our body. Okay, after this, so we talked about the heart, blood vessels, and blood vessels, and the blood and its component. Important of the blood, there are 5 functions of the blood, which are exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen, transport digested food, and harmful wastes outside our body, and by which we can attack microbes by the white blood cells, and healing wounds by the platelets, so we can keep the body temperature constant by the blood, and the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen by the red blood cells. Path of the blood through the heart. So it starts with the superior and inferior vena cava, as you will see it like this here, superior and inferior vena cava. So after this, it moves to right atrium. The blood moves to the right atrium. After this, by the valve, it moves to the right ventricle. Right ventricle pump the blood to the pulmonary artery, as you see. The pulmonary artery is connected with the 2 lungs. 2 lungs move the blood or pass the blood to the left atrium here. Left atrium move the blood to the left ventricle by the valve. Left ventricle push the blood to the aorta, and the aorta push the blood or pump the blood to all body cells. This is the circulation of the blood through the heart. So we should to keep our circulatory system healthy. Our circulatory system healthy, we should do an exercise, okay, and you feel the pulse on your wrist because the heartbeat push more blood to the artery. So the normal number of the heartbeats, it is at 70 beats per minute, okay. How can you keep your circulatory system healthy? There are a lot of ways to maintaining your circulatory system healthy. Do physical activities, do exercises, go to gym to strengthen your heart muscles and activate blood circulation. Decrease the amount of fats in your meat or your meal and salty food. Avoid smoking and smoker because it is harm the heart and harm your lungs and weaken the blood circulation. Eat balanced meal which contain mineral salts, iron and vitamin to avoid anemia. Okay. Drink a suitable amount of the clean water every day and clean once and treat it. Avoid infection and accidents. Okay. So this is our circulatory system, primary 5. We talked about the structure of it and function of the circulatory system and what is the meaning of circulatory system. And we talked about the heart and blood vessels and blood and how can you keep your circulatory system healthy and the circulation of the blood. So thank you, primary 5. This is our lesson number 1 in unit 2. Okay. Goodbye, you have Miss Khulud with you now, okay? Goodbye, primary 5.